If you're smart and still anxious all the time, this isn't a flaw. It's a warning signal. Here's the reality check. Your brain is doing too much work with no direction. It keeps solving problems that were never assigned. And every future you simulate steals energy from the life you're actually in. The longer this runs, the more capable you become at sabotaging your own peace. This has nothing to do with weakness, or sensitivity, or not being strong enough. And it's not because life is harder for you. This happens before emotion, before behavior, before stress even shows up. There's a specific mechanism at play, and once you see it, your anxiety stops feeling mysterious. This is where it starts. Chapter 1. Your brain was built to predict, not to rest. Here's the truth most people miss. This isn't mindset advice, it's biology. Your brain's primary job is prediction, not happiness, not calm, prediction. Smart brains predict faster and further. You don't just think about what's happening, you think about what could happen, then what happens after that, then how someone might react, then how that reaction could change your position. One thought becomes 10. And here's the problem. Your nervous system reacts to imagined futures the same way it reacts to real danger. Heart rate shifts, muscles tighten, breathing shortens. Your body doesn't care that the threat is hypothetical. You're not reacting to reality, you're reacting to simulations. That's why smart people don't feel calm even when life is stable. Their brain never stops running the next round. And this is where most people lose power. If this is landing, don't move yet. The next part explains why thinking more makes it worse. Chapter 2. Anxiety is unused intelligence. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Anxiety isn't overthinking. It's thinking without execution. Intelligence wants resolution. When it doesn't get one, it loops. Think of your mind like a high-performance engine. If you keep revving it but never shift gears, it overheats. That heat is anxiety. Smart people gather information fast, but they hesitate to act because they see too many angles. So the brain keeps running, scenario after scenario, risk after risk, and every loop sends the same message to your nervous system. Something is unresolved. Pause. Most people assume anxious minds are fragile. They're not. They're overcapable and under-directed. This next part changes how you see yourself. Chapter 3. The spotlight effect is lying to you. Here's where anxiety tightens its grip. The spotlight effect. You feel watched, judged, measured, but it's false. No one is tracking your mistakes. No one is replaying your sentences, and no one is grading your tone, because everyone else is trapped in their own head, their own worries, their own future simulations. Smart people forget this. They assume their intelligence makes them more visible. It doesn't. It makes them more self-aware. And self-awareness without grounding turns inward. You start managing impressions instead of actions, possibilities instead of outcomes. You don't need to perform better. You need to exit the imaginary audience. This is mechanical, not emotional. And once you see it, something loosens. But don't relax yet. There's a deeper layer most people never reach. If you're still here, this next section explains why reassurance never works. Chapter 4. Why logic can't calm an emotional system. Here's the trap smart people fall into. They try to think their way out of anxiety. They analyze it, label it, explain it. But 90% of decisions are emotional. Only 10% are logical. The body decides first. The brain justifies later. So when you argue with anxiety using logic, you're speaking the wrong language. It's like trying to shut off a smoke alarm by explaining there's no fire. The alarm doesn't care. It responds to signals, not explanations. This is why reassurance fades fast. The relief never lasts because the system wasn't addressed, only the story around it. Pause. This isn't about calming thoughts. It's about ending the loop. And that brings us to the hidden switch. Chapter 5. Certainty ends anxiety faster than comfort. Here's the rule. Anxiety feeds on open loops, decisions not made, moves not taken, boundaries not set. Smart people delay certainty because they want the best option, but your nervous system doesn't need the best option. It needs an option. Think of a dishwasher. If the door is half closed, the machine keeps beeping, not because it's broken, because the cycle can't start. Your brain works the same way. Unfinished decisions keep the alarm on. Certainty, even imperfect certainty, closes the door, and the noise drops. This isn't advice, it's mechanics. And once you understand this, your intelligence stops working against you. Chapter 6. Why slowing down your mind requires moving your body. Here's the part most people resist. Your brain won't calm down until your body signals safety. Smart people live in their heads. They forget the body is the control panel. Movement grounds prediction. Physical action collapses imagined futures into present reality. That's why anxiety spikes when you're still, scrolling, waiting, lying awake. The brain fills the vacuum. This isn't about exercise advice. It's about interrupting simulation. Action tells the nervous system, this moment is handled. And when the moment is handled, the future stops screaming. This is where clarity starts to replace noise. But we're not done. Chapter 7. Exit the identity of the thinker. Here's the identity trap. Smart people protect their intelligence. They lead with it. They hide behind it. But constant thinking isn't intelligence. It's defense. The version of you that needs to understand everything before moving stays anxious. The version of you that acts with incomplete data gains stability. Here's what this looks like in reality. You need to send an important email. The thinker spends 45 minutes drafting, revising, and imagining how every phrase could be misinterpreted. The person who has exited that identity writes a clear draft in 5 minutes, sends it, and is mentally free to move to the next task. The anxiety wasn't in the email, it was in the 40-minute rehearsal. Third-person truth. People who move with clarity don't live in constant tension. They decide, they adjust, they don't rehearse life endlessly. And this is the shift. Chapter 8. No one is coming to turn your mind off. Let's be direct. The power to quiet your thoughts wasn't given to anyone else. No technique will save you. No explanation will finish the loop for you. That power is yours alone. That's your responsibility. Every time you delay a decision, you vote for anxiety. Every time you simulate instead of act, you vote for noise. And every time you choose certainty over comfort, you take control back. Not confidence, control. Pause. If this made something click, hit like. It tells me to keep going deeper. Share this with someone whose mind never shuts off. And subscribe if you want content that doesn't calm you, it grounds you. Because smart people don't need softer thoughts, they need direction. And once you feel that difference, you'll never confuse anxiety with intelligence again.